What's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? It's your boy, the Fox, and welcome to another episode of Setting the Bar. I am your host, as always, your boy, the Fox. Like I said before, and I just want to give to a nice little shout out to the Rise Up family, as always, for this very nice contribution that we have done together, and nice little intro video that they have put together for me and everything like that. So, I got to show them definitely a lot of love because that's a lot of appreciation and love right there. And I thank you for that. Today's episode, as I said before, this is setting the bar, men learning their values. Excuse me. Hot. I know, right? Still ain't got the whole Buffalo housing thing down with AC. Just gonna put that in there. But today's episode, we're talking about today's society of dating versus old society of dating slash communications. Now, we got into a little bit of the communications last episode when I had my homegirl Christina on here talking with us and everything like that. I want to go ahead and really like think about it now and address that things is definitely has definitely changed from how do I put it? Things have definitely changed from the old school society that it was today. You look at it now. I read a post earlier I was on Facebook. A dude had pretty much broken down how everything was from the old school era and how a lot of women basically needed, what I'm saying, they needed men back then. And I had to sit back and really think about it and understand where he was coming from with it. And it's the truth. A lot of people back then was definitely sorry, trying to fill in this episode full box. But a lot of men back then were definitely different. And what I mean by different, they definitely had a different way of how they viewed a lot of stuff. You know, and a lot of women they chose to stay because they needed men for that type of clarity, security, financial aid, not aid, the same food, financial security and love. It was like five things that they needed within a marriage back then. That's why women were so quick to go straight into marriage back then. As time progressed, it turned into the whole okay, now let's do the whole dating scene first. Boyfriend and girlfriend, let's get to know each other, let's take some time apart, let's get these years going, then probably like 2 or 3 years down the line, maybe 4 or 5, depending on the person, maybe longer, who knows, they ended up choosing to get married. You get married, you have kids, you live in that American dream, as they quote unquote always say. Now, fast forward it a little bit more, we get into the love era in the early 2000s, in my opinion, because technology wasn't as big back then. Yeah, we got all the music videos, talking about love and everything like that. But look at it now, it's the whole technology. Technology developed so much that made things a lot different today. Different in a good way and different in a bad way. And it's starting to turn more into a different of a bad way due to the fact that everybody's feeding off of it. Everybody's feeding off the fact that you have to have a certain way to be able to date somebody nowadays. You have to be balling. You have to be, very independent as a man. You have to have not only your own place, but it has to be quote unquote either apartment or a house. You have to have your own car. It gotta be older. It gotta be newer than in 2011. You gotta have at least close to 10 racks in the bank, maybe more nowadays. Because everybody's going off of how City Girls is. They going off of how what's these new what's these new divas nowadays? Love and Hip Hop, Hollywood, Basketball Wives, all that stuff. They're taking the term of endearment from all that. If I use that right, I don't know, but it's funny. But look at us today, man. Because remember, this podcast is about us. So I'm not gonna say too much on women, but I'm gonna say a lot on us. We went from the old school era where a lot of men were able to get away with saying a lot of different stuff. They was allowed to get away with putting hands on women and a woman staying. They was allowed. It was like a lot of things that went on. Now you look at it, women got that right to make just as much money as the next man do, even though the percentage of a black woman is still 63 cents to a white male counterpart. But that's another lesson we'll get into later on, and that's statistics. Excuse me. But yes, it's pretty much coming down to where the day and ages just kind of keep turning different. You feel me? It becomes very hazardous nowadays to really date for us men, because now we're looking into the abyss of women that you have to get them to really like you now. And from the post that I talked about when it came to the different time changes of dating, it really came into the modern day time of where a lot of things come to now where women have to really like us in order for them to really talk to us. Our personality has to be on point now, because back then you can have all the money and whatnot, you can pay all the bills and you can do everything that you need to do. Now you really have to put your best foot forward. Excuse me. Well, yeah, you gotta put your best foot forward nowadays. And what I mean by put your best foot forward nowadays, you really gotta show your personality. And honestly, for me, I've come to the term, I would love to show my personality. Trust me, my personality is very energetic. I can speak on it and be humble about it because I know who I am and I love who I am. But at the same time, I don't want to give out too much of my personality just to get left with nothing in return. You feel me? No, ladies, I'm not talking about, your draws in return. Okay, no, no, no. I'm talking about the actual energy in return. When you go through like a growth pattern as a man, as men, we become more and more stable in our minds. Once we become more stable in our minds, then we become stable in our pockets. Once we become stable in our pockets, everything pretty much is set in stone. And we become so comfortable, we choose not to really show personality. And there's nothing wrong with that, Kings. It's not. And it's not like we're boring or we're dry Texas or whatever. It's more of the fact that we know now, okay, as men, once you start to know your worth like these women do, it's different. It's different. And I want us to know that, King. The reason why I tell us to change, because we need to really know our worth out here. We not just some walking money bag going around here. We not a bank, a bank bag coming from the bank every single day, ready to hand out some cash or ready to give our all. The reason why I say times has changed is because we went from gradually angry to gradually showing love. I'm talking about the people that went from the old school mindset and still feel that they can get away with it as men. I'm not talking about the dudes nowadays that actually got a woman and is treating that woman with respect, love, and care. This is for the brothers that know for a fact we need to change and become more open with ourselves and become better for ourselves in the long run, because at the end of the day, in order for us to become great, we got to change the mindset to be great. Once you change the mindset, you end up changing the heart. Once you change the heart, everything's in tune. That's why I said, as men, once we become stable, we get that stable peace of mind. There's nothing really you can say to us. Just like y'all women, y'all say, okay, I got my own money. I can pay my own bills. I don't need to argue with a man that can't pay my bills or that's not paying my bills. Okay, understand this. Just like with you, we don't need to pay your bills either. We don't need to add extra to it if you're not bringing nothing to the table for us as well too. So today's two topics is not only discussing from old school dating all the way to now, but it's also about communication too. Communication has to really open up, and a lot of women nowadays aren't doing a lot of that communication. Neither of us as men. So for us men, the best way I say we can start to communicate is to really get in tune with who we are. When you get in tune with the best part of who you are, you become even better, because it's like so many opportunities start to really open up. And I'm trying not to smile too hard with that. But like, yo, you have to really understand, like for me, a lot of opportunities really open up even more due to the fact you learn to be on your own. Not just on your own, but the fact that you're not really carrying a lot of weight. And I don't mean that as a negative way. Even if you're a man that's, done a lot of damage, at the end of the day, when you change, guess what? You carry a lot of weight, because if that person doesn't see that you actually are changing, guess what? Now you become into a depressing state because you feel you putting your all, but no one's giving you the appreciation. So women be like, now you see how I feel. That is very true. But why give out so much revenge on a man that actually is trying to change? Why not actually sit there and you actually think about it in your mind and communicate with this man? Excuse me. Communicate with this man on being better as well too. Women, you have to understand. Y'all say y'all don't need to teach a man how to be a man, which is true. We not asking y'all to. We not asking y'all to be our mamas, our grandmothers, or anything like that. We got that. Okay, let me repeat that. We got that. When y'all say, "Oh, I'm not your mama," right? You're not a mama. And even for us, we have to know you're not a mama. We're not looking for a mother, a resemblance of our mother. We're looking for a mother for our kids. And that's what us men need to understand too. When y'all laying up with these women, this is part of the change. When y'all laying up with these women, y'all need to see, hey, is she really gonna be that motherly figure for me? That motherly figure not for me, but for my kids. Is she gonna cook, clean, and also help me provide for the kids as well too? I'm providing, the household and everything like that, but are you providing with the kids? It's a two-way street. It's a two-way street when it comes to the bills. It's a two-way street when it comes to the household. It's a two-way street when it comes to love. That's where, as men nowadays, we have to really understand it's a two-way street when it comes to this love. A lot of y'all brothers really not showing no love, man. Y'all living out these women out here to high and dry. Why do you want to continue to mistreat a woman that's being there for you? There's nothing wrong with, okay, let me keep my guard up, for the first couple of months because I really want to know what she's about. But when you see what she's about and she's really carrying herself to show you that she wants to be with you, why sabotage what you got going on? And this is even going for me. I had to learn this myself. You can't self-sabotage what you got going on. This is part of the change. This is part of being better because you really have to see it. And a lot of y'all brothers don't see it. I see these stories from these women of dealing with so much tragedy, heartbreak, you know what I'm saying? Dealing with all types of anxiety due to the fact that a lot of y'all dudes out there have done a lot more than cheating. And this is why I say change need to come about. This is why I say y'all need to learn y'all values. Because once you see the change that y'all need to make, guess what? The women gonna see the change they got to make too. And if they don't, then hey, communicate. Communicate that. But don't be aggressive with it. Hey, you're not changing enough. And what I mean by you not changing enough, I've changed to make, evaluate the bar to go higher for this family. Can you change it up as well too to help us go even higher? We're a team. I want us to go higher together, not just one by one. I want us to eat at the same table as a couple. I want our kids to eat at the same table as us one day because they ate a smaller table of what we fed them that helped them get to the bigger table that helped feed their kids as well too. Like Jay-Z said when he talked about Wu-Tang from 444, his album, he was explaining what Wu-Tang said, your seed marries my seed. That's how you keep money in the family business. Or family, one or two. I gotta go back and listen to that. But you get what I mean? It's showing in order to really grow, man. Kings, we gotta really step it up. Now we really gotta step it up. I know a lot of y'all probably thinking, he might be right, he might be wrong. I don't know. For who's ever watching this, I can't see any comments right now. So I'm using StreamYard. First time I'm using StreamYard for this. Usually I go Facebook Live, but this is the first time I'm using StreamYard, which is pretty cool. I have no complaints about it. Back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, it starts with us, and I know a lot of dudes or guys, whoever y'all is, are saying, why is it always gotta be us? And I used to say the same thing too, but I'd rather get hurt and played because I did the right thing as a man than go out in this world and look stupid because I made the wrong choices all the time. Because now when you make the wrong choices and she leaves, you end up spreading lies about that chick to this woman, then she's spreading to the next woman because she's like, oh, you did this to him. So it's like an ongoing spraying back and forth. How come, y'all can't say nothing good about each other? This go for both men and women. How come y'all can't say nothing good about each other? The relationship couldn't be all that bad. There's some relationships out here that ended in some mutual agreements. And y'all mean to tell me it was all that bad? The question is, from what I learned though, and this is part of the change for us too, man. When a woman leaves us or we leave a woman, can you sit there and ask yourself, was there anything that you could have did that was better? Is there anything that you could have done for yourself to make things better? Slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger. I don't know if that's right, but it's from a Bible verse. And a lot of us men do not react that well. Some of us react off the top. I'll be seeing some of these girls that expose us, dudes reacting real quick. Why react so quickly? Why get so angry? Getting angry at the situation when it's already bad is not gonna make things any worse. Now, some situations I understand you gotta get angry, but we'll change that narrative too. Let's go with a calm, collective mind, hear what she gotta say, and go off from there. Because we have to understand we're looking at things from both sides. Now, unless this is a real discussion and argument on what's going on, a situation that y'all got going on, and you definitely know that you're right, I mean, speak speak your piece and go forth with it. But you don't need to, and it's like a small little situation that you can definitely just cut off and avoid, and just stop it, man. Slow to speak, quick to listen, slow to anger. Just take that information with you because it's going to help you out in the long run. It's going to make things better. But another thing I realized too about change, Kings, and I will hope if anybody is making some comments, they I read, but nah, I can't. But what I've also learned, Kings, when it comes to this change, talking things out really do actually help a lot more than what you think. And the reason why I say that is because when we sit here and actually talk about what's going on with us, we actually learn a whole lot more than we've known before. I've learned when you actually sit down and talk about what you got going on, things can really open up your mind to a lot of better things. And the reason why I say that is because it helps really clear out a lot of cloudy thoughts. Because when you're angry or you're upset, you're dealing with stuff, some things are left cloudy is I don't know what, because now you picking bits and pieces to really figure out what to say back. Some dudes don't got the issue. They got a clear vision of it. Excuse me. Clear vision of it, and they choose to say how they want to say it. And sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. No argument is perfect. So fellas, understand that part. No argument is perfect. But understand, if you know for a fact you don't know how to argue or you don't know how to really just have a discussion when talking to somebody, then there's no need to talk, man. Relax your mind. Let everything clear out. Step back, walk away, come back. You feel me? Show that you really want to, understand what's going on with her. Because then you want her to understand what's going on with you. I would want every woman to understand what's going on with a man or with another man. The ones that doing the sneaky links or whatnot. If you really care about their brother, knowing sneaky links ain't shit. Let's be realistic. Sneaky links ain't nothing. For y'all people that's out there doing that joint, all y'all is really just sleep around with somebody else on the low. That's all sneaky links is. It ain't no, I don't want nobody to find out and that. No. If you got another person involved with that joint, that's bad. Like I tell people all the time. Yo, no hoes, no side pieces. Yo, just do y'all. And if y'all ain't happy, just end it. You feel me? So as men, I understand this. If we truly aren't happy in the relationship that we're in, or we feel the need that person isn't satisfying us, then do you. Do you? That's the change that also need to come too. Do you? What is having multiple women and going back to one at home going to do? Not a damn thing. Because once she finds out, all hell gonna break loose. Unless she one of them women that choose to stay back and deal with a lot of chaos. But that depends on how many chances she gave you. Now I'm sitting here pondering that stuff. Don't mind me. It's a random thought. But yeah, we got to change that narrative. Because what if a woman does give us multiple chances, but when you finally decide to straighten up and fly right, now that woman's gone. And when that woman's gone, you like, shit. I didn't even get a chance to, I didn't even get a chance to say anything. I've tried to fix things, but now you're looking stupid. You bad, you're flabbergasted, all that. So let's change early. If she gives us one or two chances, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. In baseball, you get three strikes. You ain't swung out yet. You got a chance for a grand slam. We still good. All right, King. So tilt your head. Tilt the king. Crown to the side, not the side, but fix it on your head. You can keep it on the side. You won't be like Ti. I don't think none of y'all want to be like Ti unless y'all got the head shape. But anyway, tilt your crown back. Put your crown on top of your head and embrace who you are. Find out who you are. Find out what you like to do. Keep yourself busy. Stack your bread up and do you. And then once you got all the things, 5 things figured out, now that's when the lady gonna come in. You feel me? Don't forget, number one thing, get closer to God. If you are into religion, everything like that. But get closer to God. That's where the change come from, fellas. Because we want to change that narrative of having women thinking they desperately need us to survive in this world. No. Now we need to get them to like us in this world. And then hopefully they'll love us in this world too. They say only children, dog, and women get love. I guess, I don't know. Some stuff like that. It's a lot. It's a lot. I read up on this stuff, even though I already have my topics and stuff already planned out. But you start to see more and more stuff, so it's kind of like that stuff actually then pops in your head, and then you want to like, oh, let me talk about that. But on this episode today, I really wanted y'all to get the breakdown of how the old school love was and the transition and technology into higher standards. And there's nothing wrong with having high standards, but let's be realistic. If social media is the most fakest platform in the world. And the reason why I say it is the fake is because a lot of people fake it till they make it. And when I mean by fake it till they make it, they out here on expensive trips, flashing off money that they just got temporarily. And then next thing you know it, they see the outside of them outside of social media. They see, oh, okay, terrible. Your personality is trash. Well, on social media, you this and that. For me, I like to kind of hide my personality, and I like on some tricky stuff. But it's just like I'm just chilling. If you can get me out of that chill mode, because I'm a very energetic dude. Hey, shoot, the sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? But for women, I want y'all to understand, it's not no dudes acting nonchalant. Okay, some are. But that's just how some dudes is. We just nonchalant. We can't be bashed for that. We want to change that part? No, we can't change that part. I'd rather us be nonchalant and we show that we care and we show that we're here instead of me being reactive and going off like crazy like some of these dudes. Because you don't want that. Why would you want that? Why wouldn't you want to do this that's chill? That means you can come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, we want y'all to be able to, fellas, like, let your lady know, hey, you can come talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Let the person you talking to, let her know you can come talk to us. We're not going to be like the rest of them dudes that chasing you in your DMs and stuff like that. We trying to change for ourselves. And to change for ourselves, we have to show actions for ourselves as well, too. We can't just show actions for you. We have to show actions for ourselves. So the actions for ourselves shows that, okay, I can be calm and collective and listen to what she got to say. Then you can see my actions as I'm portraying these actions, as I'm putting and instilling and putting in motion of these actions. So with me being calm, I hope that you see me, okay, he's being calm. Let me tell him what I got to say. And ladies, don't hold back. If you feel the need that you need to lay it out on the table, lay it out on the table. Let him know. There's nothing wrong with that. Let the brother know. But as we come, we got 4 minutes left. As we come to a close with the show with 4 minutes left, I had a remark thinking of it. Okay. As we come into the close, I want y'all to understand, Kings, that change will always be with us no matter what. That change is our growth plate, growth pattern, growth extension, growth extension to the next level that we want to be at. When you finally hit that growth, because then that's when you learn about your peace. Once you learn about your peace, everything really opens up. And a lot of situations don't seem as bad as they used to be because it's like, yo, I'm at peace. I'm just, yo, okay, take an L. But guess what? I know how to bounce back from that. I know how to bounce back. You know, when you can bounce back as a man, that's the best thing. So, fellas, that's what we need to do. We need to be able to bounce back, but bounce back in a way that we are going to be better. You know, all pain is not bad pain. It's called lesson. If you learned a lesson from it, it was there for a reason. So, you know, as we get up out of here, I want to thank all y'all that was tuned into this. Remember, I am your boy, the Fox. This is Setting the Bar, Season 1, Episode 2. I'm represented by the Rise Up family. I'm also represented by Banana Man Clothing Line. Check out my clothing brand on there. If you want to listen to this recording as an audio or even see it on Facebook, follow my Facebook page or the Rise Up family page. Or you can check me out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts soon, where it'll be posted up there. See, episode 1 is posted up on Spotify at the present moment right now. I'm working on Apple Podcasts. Apple Podcasts be having a lot of extra detours you got to go through and deal with them and whatnot. And it'd be annoying as I don't know what. It'd be truly annoying. But I want y'all to truly understand that we can change. Men can change. Ladies, men can change no matter what. I want y'all to truly understand this. If that man has cheated multiple times, but he knows for a fact that, I bet, let me go ahead and reverse it back and actually change. I want y'all to understand this. When I say actually change, I mean by, yo, this man has actually put some work to show this is why I want to be here. Like J. Cole said in the Hunger Hillside, when you realize you is a hoe because he stopped cheating for 6 years. You know what I'm saying? When you fucking these hoes, now you realize you the hoe. That's deep. You mean to tell me that's not deep? Okay, all right, let me stop. Let me get on my A game, because I want my woman to understand that if you are truly the right one for me, then I'm about to change, because I'm about to put a ring on your finger. I'm not saying within a month, but I'm saying I'm about to show you why you need to be with me, why you need to let me lead. Because, men, there is women out here that will be submissive, not submissive in the bedroom like that, but I'm talking submissive to where they letting you lead and letting you be the lion of your kingdom, the king of your kingdom. You feel me? You went from a prince to a man. You went from a prince to a king. Now you are ruling your kingdom with an iron fist. But you got your lady keeping you at bay when it's time to be humble, when it's time to be, loving, when it's time to be caring. You're not always in that man mode of masculinity. You're trying to, prove the world that you can do this. Let your lady love you. Let your lady be there for you and be that crutch for you. It's going to be everything, man, because at the end of the day, guess what? When you married, the only thing you got to go home to is your wife or your kids, and that's loving. That's nothing but love. When you single, you come home to a laptop on the bed like me. I know what y'all thinking. Y'all nasty. I'm going to tell y'all mamas. But understand this, Maryland, shout out to y'all. I'm coming to y'all August 18th. I will be at the, I can never say that club right, Cool Joke House with a talent showcase. I will also be back in New York City pretty soon, East Valley. I'm hoping to see y'all again. Check me out, like I said, on Spotify for this second episode. Check me out on Facebook. Check me out on Instagram. Yo, it's _Fox. Boom. And we good to go. I'm out.